Hi friends, in today's class we are going to learn about radius ratio rules for ionic compounds. So let us see what is this radius ratio. But these are the radius ratio or radius ratio rules for only ionic compounds. Only for ionic compounds. So if you take any ionic compound, there is a cation and an anion. So in ionic compounds, the big size anion, the big size ion, generally the big size ion is always an ion, can constitute the lattice, so crystal lattice. So while packing off these anions, some unoccupied spaces are generated. So these are called voids. So after formation of these voids, and these voids are occupied by the cations. So generally the small size ion. So generally it is a cation. So cation can occupy the void. Here anion made the crystal lattice. So while packing off these anions, the voids are generated. These voids are occupied by the cations. Okay, now come to the what is this radius ratio? Then what is the use of this radius ratio? See here the radius ratio is equal to radius of cation. So R plus means here radius of cation by R minus. So radius of an ion. So radius of cation by radius of an ion, this ratio is called radius ratio. Then what is the use of this ratio or this radius ratio? With the help of radius ratio, we can predict the most probable arrangement of ions in a ionic crystal. That means we can predict the structure of ionic compounds, arrangement of ions. Otherwise, from this radius ratio, we can predict which type of voids are generated in ionic crystals. With the help of radius ratio, the structure of ionic crystal can be predicted. I want to tell you one main important use of this radius ratio. So from this radius ratio, we can predict whether the arrangement of ions is stable or not. Let us see the relation between radius ratio and stability of ionic crystal or ionic compound. So in general, a large size anion is stabilized with a large size cation. Here more interaction, the area of interaction is very high. So this is the interacting area, it is very high. So when the area or size of both ions increases, then the interaction force also increases, then stability increases. The bond is very strong bond. Take here one small size cation and one large size cation. So these cations occupies the voids in lattices. So this small size cation surface area very less, so it can interact with, it can touch with only three neighboring spheres, nothing but anions. So anions are very big. So this is one anion, and this is one anion, and this is one anion. So it can, because its size of cation is very small, it can interact with maximum how many anions here? Three anions. So this is anion, whereas the plus indicates this is cation. When the size of cation increases, then it can interact with so 6 or 4 anions. So this is one anion, this is one anion, and this is one anion, and this is one anion. When the size of cation increases, it can interact with so many neighboring anions. So here the force of attractions more. Compared to small size cation, large size cation has the more force of attraction so with the surrounding anions. So here more force of attraction, then this is more stable. It is more stable arrangement. Here less force of attraction, uh, here less interaction with here less interaction with neighboring spheres, here less force of attractions, and this is less stable. Here what about here coordination number? Whereas small size cation coordination number is here 3. When the size of cation increases, it can interact with more neighboring anions, then coordination number is the nearest number of neighbors increases, then coordination number is increases, then here the coordination number is 4. So when the size of cation or the radius of cation increases, then stability increases and coordination number increases. So when the size of cation increases, what about radius ratio? So radius ratio formula, so R plus by R minus. So when the size of cation increases, radius ratio increases. So if the radius ratio increases, then stability and the coordination number also increases. I want to show diagrammatic representation. How does the size of cation will affect the stability of ionic crystal? Here the red, so red indicates the cation, whereas this big spheres indicates the anion. Okay, see here. So when you move from left to right, the size of cation increases. When the size of cation is very small, so it is unable to interact with the 4 spheres. So that's why it is unstable. So when the size of cation increases, then what about stability? So stability is slowly increases. So this is the most stable form. Why? Because here anions are touch each other. Here anions are not touch each other. Because ionic compounds, the adjacent anions are touch each other, then what about repulsions more? Then its potential energy increases and stability decreases. The conclusion point is, if the radius or size of cation increases, the stability of ionic crystal also increases. Let us see the relation between radius ratio and coordination number. In the previous slide, I could discuss with the increase of size of the cation, so it can touch the so many neighboring anions or many neighboring spheres. Then the sum of nearest neighbors increases, then coordination number increases. So by increasing size of cation or radius of cation, the radius ratio also increases. Hence, we can say the radius ratio and coordination number both are directly proportional. So I want to show the how does this radius ratio will affect the coordination number with the diagrammatic representation. So in this, the dark circle indicates the cation. So this is cation. So remaining, what are these? These are anions. So these are anions, and the middle one is dark circle is cation. Here this is the cation, remaining are anions. In this case, it is small size cation, whereas here this is large size cation. You see here the middle arrangement. So this arrangement, so that is octahedral wide. Octahedral wide. So for this radius ratio 0.414, the wide formed is octahedral wide. So if the size of cation decreases, then the adjacent anions are come close together. See, these are anions, so they will come close. So when they come close, they repel each other, and the potential energy increases and stability decreases. Now the octahedral become tetrahedral. The coordination number also decreases from 6 to 4. So whereas if the size of cation increases, the surrounding anions are move apart from each other, away from each other, and the repulsions between these anions are very less, and this is most stable arrangement. And with increase of cation size, so it can touch with the many neighboring anions. Its coordination number also increases from 6 to 8. Okay, this is the relation between radius ratio and coordination number. By using this radius ratio, we can predict the type of arrangement because the stability coordination number both are depends on the radius ratio. Let us see how we can predict the geometry or shape from the radius ratio. So this table can help us for the prediction of shape or geometry. So this is a limiting radius ratio or radius ratio. Here Cn stands for coordination number. So the next column is shape, the shape of arrangement of anions. So here I want to extend the one more column. So here type of void. So type of void. The last column is example. Here example. Okay, so if the radius ratio is less than 0.155, then the coordination number is 2, the shape is linear. For this example is H of solid. So if the radius ratio increases by increasing radius of cation from 0.155 to 0.225, then obviously coordination number increases from 2 to 3. Then the arrangement of anions, the shape of anions, arrangement of anions is planar triangle. The void is trigonal void or triangular void. Triangular void. Best example B2O3, boron trioxide. The radius ratio increases from 0.225 to 0.414. Obviously its coordination number increases. So the shape geometry is tetrahedral. So if the cation is surrounded by 4 anions, if you merge the centers of 4 anions, you get the tetrahedral shape. The void is called tetrahedral void. So tetrahedral void. Best example, zinc sulfate, sphalerite. It is also woodsite or zinc blende. By increasing radius ratio from 0.414 to 0.732, its coordination number increases from 4 to 6. So the type of arrangement is octahedral, and the void is octahedral void. Octahedral void type. Best example, NaCl. So from 0.73 to 1. So the coordination number is 8. So that is the shape is body centered cubic. And the type of void is a cubic void. So this is cubic void. Best example, cesium chloride. So among all these radius, among all these shapes or voids, which one is the most stable arrangement? So for a void, if R plus is equal to R minus, so this is the most stable arrangement. So if R plus is equal to R minus, then that is the most stable arrangement. So obviously among these, So body centered cubic cesium chloride or cubic void is the most stable void or most stable arrangement. So this is the relation between geometry of the ionic crystal and the radius ratio. The next one is density of solid. So this is one of the most important dimension of the solid or unit cell. The density of unit cell, nothing but density of the solid. So density of unit cell is same as density of solid. So density of solid, both are same. Let us take density of a cubic unit cell is rho. The density of a cubic unit cell is rho. Let us take the volume of a cubic unit cell is a cube. The volume of a cubic unit cell. So cubic unit cell, for a cube, width, height and the length all are equal. So you can take the a cube is the volume. So this is rho is the density and a cube is the volume. So there is a basic formula: density is equal to mass by volume. So from this I want to mass. So mass is equal to density into volume. So I want mass of the unit cell. The mass of cubic unit cell. So this is density and this is volume. So how can you get the mass? Mass is equal to density into volume. So rho a cube. So this is the mass of cubic unit cell. Let us take the molecular mass of solid is capital M, because every solid has its own molecular mass. The molecular mass of solid is equal to capital M. Then how can you find the number of moles? So number of moles, so formula, number of moles mol n is equal to given weight mass by molecular mass. So weight or mass by molecular mass. So this is the formula to find the number of moles. Let us find the number of moles per unit cell. The number of moles is equal to, so how can you find the number of moles? Mass by molecular mass. Here what is the mass? Here just now you could find the mass here. So this is the mass. So that is rho a cube by the molecular mass. Our assumption is capital M. So capital M. These are number of moles. Then how can you find the number of atoms? What is the formula to find the number of atoms? So atoms is equal to number of moles into Avogadro number, because 1 mole contains Avogadro number, then n moles contains how much? N into Avogadro number. This is the formula to find the number of atoms. Number of atoms is equal to number of moles into Avogadro number. So find the number of atoms per unit cell. So number of atoms per unit cell, what is the symbol? Z is equal to, so number of moles into Avogadro number. Just now we could calculate the number of moles are rho a cube by capital M. So these are number of moles. Number of moles into Avogadro number and into A. So what is the symbol of Avogadro number? Na. Na is the Avogadro number. That is equal to rho a cube by M into Na. So from this derive the rho expression. So density of unit cell or density of solid rho is equal to, what is the formula? Zm by a cube into Na. So this is the density formula. So if you apply the density formula to different unit cells in a cubic crystal system, so for PC that is equal to 1, for BCC that is equal to 2, for FCC that is equal to 4. So instead of Z you can put the for PC 1, so for BCC 2, for FCC 4. So this is about density of a unit cell or density of solid. So that's all for today's session. Thank you.